You're here to watch a video about a Honda S2000, which tells me one thing: you would love to buy merch featuring a 1990 Mitsubishi Eclipse. If you think about it, both cars are extremely similar. Wheels? They've both got 4. Engines? Yes. Both cars feature chairs you can sit in. We put one of those in the S2000 in this episode. And let's not forget steering wheels. So what are you waiting for? Get you some Eclipse merch. It's a good car.
The S2000 has been off the channel for far too long.
And we will be driving it by the end of this episode. Oh.
It's been 7 months since the last time I worked on the S10K on the channel, as I've been preoccupied with the MR2, Evo, Eclipse, Talon, and Cappuccino. But I've been stocking up on parts in the interim, and we finally got time to get back to work.
All right, so we're gonna work our way from the front to the back. We're gonna go ahead and take this hood off. We're gonna take this headlight out. We're gonna go ahead and mount up the new headlights, get the fenders on, and the front bumper on with the crash bar, and then we'll start heading back.
So we are going to replace the OEM headlights with these really cool retrofits. I think these are MDX or RDX Acura projectors inside of this S2000 frame. So we did get kind of sidetracked. I started putting the headlight on and then there was a bunch of rust and I didn't want to just put it on. The car got a lot of salt on it way back when I towed it home from Andy's shop. So we finally just went through and cleaned up a bunch of stuff. We're just going through it now, finding any rust that we can and cleaning that. Yeah, we got sidetracked. We wasted a lot of time, but you know, we got nice painted parts and stuff hopefully won't rust now. So let's actually put the headlight on.
Yay to no rust.
Does this thing come with directions?
No, unfortunately not.
Let's just stuff it in there and let it be somebody else's problem.
What do you mean somebody else's problem? It's my car. Do this for me. Go turn the headlights on.
All right, I'm turning the headlights on. Ready?
Yeah.
I heard something. Hey. Yeah. Okay, now we're making sense over here.
That LED strip looks terrible. All right, now while Mark continues to figure out the wiring on the headlights, I am going to keep making progress on other things.
Rub it in, why don't you?
Obviously, we've got a front bumper cover for the car that has to go on, but in order for us to safely and conscientiously put on front bumper cover, we gotta on a crash bar. Need to make a couple of modifications to this because this is both damaged and from a AP1 S2000. Need to cut this a little bit and drill it, and then we'll be ready to go on. Obviously, it's from a blue car, but we're not gonna change that because it's gonna be covered. Did we finally do it, Mark?
After hours and hours, I finally finished the wiring. At least I hope so. You got parking lights.
Yep.
Right? Should LED strip should be on.
Yep.
Headlights.
Yes.
High beam.
Yes.
Turn signal.
No. Yes. You got one sequential out of it.
Okay. The other turn signal.
You got one. Well, while Mark continues to work on the headlights, doing a great job, Mark.
Thanks. just continue to make progress without me. I'll be right here.
We're gonna filter the ITBs.
Well, you are, because I'm gonna be doing that.
Right, yeah. We can't drive the car on the street with these ITBs just wide open. It is gonna allow way too much debris into our cylinders. We've got to put a filter on there. We've got this guy. This is from an English company called ITG. The only thing we have to figure out is a base plate for the ITBs. This big sawtooth filter is gonna have to mount on top of the ITBs and it's gotta have some kind of backing plate. This is a template for a template. We're doing a lot of iterations on this because I don't want to mess up the nice one that the filter actually locks into. So we drilled our first hole, and moment of truth. It's a pretty generous fit.
Wow, that's more than generous.
Yeah, because all the plate is doing is it's fixing the filter itself. It doesn't actually have to be tight on the ITBs. It might be fine for it to be loose. I mean, I think it is, honestly.
King of the S2000s.
Yeah, are you?
No, I just like driving them. Anywho, we finally got the headlights working like they should. This is like round 5 of me saying this. Running lights. High beams, I think that's high beams. No, that's high beams. Low beams. Signal. Other signal. Hazards. I'm tired of wiring. Let's actually get to moving on some of these items because I feel left out. You know, you kind of got way ahead and I was stuck doing a little bit of
What would you like
wiring.
to do next, Mark? What would make you happy?
Lunch. So Ben picked up these fenders from a couple of friends of ours. We don't exactly know what color it is because this is wrapped. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking this wrap off because eventually we're gonna paint it and make it all look, you know, one color. Oh, come on.
I don't know if we'll be able to put it on with it on the lift.
Yeah, maybe not.
This is pre-rolled, that's nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
She's really come together. Silver, white, black.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Dude, we could drive it right now.
All right, measure those beautiful babies.
Did you find a like 4-leaf clover? Because this is you're gonna need a lot of luck. So basically,
There's 0 play.
there's 0 tolerance.
It's just gonna be tight with the hood. That's basically it. Because we can't make it sit any lower.
We could always cut the hood.
We could always lower the engine.
We could always cut the hood.
We could cut the hood. That would be the dumbest reason.
No, come on, man.
We are drilling it for real now. This is so difficult.
You got this. I believe in you.
At least aluminum soft. Here we go.
You got this. It's easy.
Wiring up these aftermarket headlights and fabricating the air filter backing plate are the kind of things in a build that don't translate well to video. Each of these little projects took hours and hours, but you'll only see a few shots.
Moment of truth, Mark. Okay. Whoa. No one will ever see how hard that was. Pretty.
It looks really good. I mean, with the amount of time and effort that you spent on it, it's pretty solid.
It's barely higher than the valve cover. Yeah, I think the head's gonna clear it, no problem. That's nice. That makes me very happy.
I'm so glad to be done with that.
Oh my god.
Doesn't fit in there very great, but it's in. I put the steering wheel on, but prior to that, we put this hub on. The hub that was originally on there was cracked, so went ahead and replaced that, and I don't think we even filmed that. But now I have to take all that off. I gotta take this stock off. That way I can get behind here and start mocking up this template for what the dash that we'll be putting in. I don't think anything's gonna work. I can't guarantee.
Back in 2022, when Andy first swapped the built K20A2 into this S2000, the car was wired up and tuned on a Haltech Elite 1500 standalone ECU. Now, to pair with that, Mark is going to work on mounting a Haltech IC7 digital dash, which is plug and play with the ECU.
All right, it should fit after all my hard efforts. Moment of truth, it don't fit.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
cool. No,
You got
we're
one.
good. Okay, so we've installed the Haltech, and what you're gonna wanna do is go ahead and page up for power. That's what it says here on this keychain. Gonna press up on this, this arrow
Whoa.
on this guy, and that's gonna give you more power.
Last time doing this, I hope. Let's plug this in. What a pain in my. You just have to be the. Oh. That would be why.
I'm really tired of working on this thing.
All right, this is gonna work. This is gonna go in this time. I don't have to take any of this back apart. Probably jinxed myself.
All right, so we can finally start making this car look like an actual S2000. Ugh. Not half bad. That looks like an S2000 to me. Let's go. Look at that. Does that not look like an S2000? Mark, does that not look like an S2000?
That looks like an S2000 to me, brother.
And then we've got this guy.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
little lip. I don't have this yet on mine.
Yeah, it's a CR. Well, actually, I believe this is a CR rep. Yeah, it's made in Taiwan, just like me.
Can I just like take this and put it on my S2000?
Well, let's see how well it fits first.
Okay,
And then
okay,
we'll see if
yeah.
you want it on yours. I think we might have to hit it with some heat to get it to really get the look that we're going for. Just shape that a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, never mind. I don't want this on mine. Wow.
We're just gonna shape that a little bit, Mark.
Don't get things from Taiwan. Got it.
Okay, shut up. You take that back.
I will not take that
Take
back.
back what you just said about Taiwan.
I don't think so.
And I think this will look fine once it's painted. It just needs to get molded a little bit. Right now it definitely is not just gonna bolt right up. So I'm just securing this side, and then we will start heat gunning. Well, I don't want it to look like it's like dipping.
Yeah, but there's like a part here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the overall shape to line up right now.
I don't know if it's gonna do that with that bowing in like that. I think that's gonna look silly.
Yeah, so then we want that.
Right.
The thing we want to focus on is just the edges for now. If the middle doesn't even touch, that's fine.
All right, just the edges.
Yeah, just, I don't know how long we're going to have to sit here for this.
You're just gonna have to wait 24 hours. We'll see you in 24 hours. I wonder if that heat gun would actually help. Whew. If that's where you want it, it should stay, and then we can come back later and just.
So we've got this backing plate all painted nice and pretty, ready to put the filter on for good, or at least for now.
I don't know what I'm doing, but hopefully this is enough.
I didn't know this, but ITB filters actually require a special sticky spray to be applied to them for them to properly filter all of the particles that might try and pass through.
I got a filter for you there, Benjamin. Careful, there's oil on it.
Yes, there is.
I didn't tell you to inhale it.
Oh, cool. We've got these beautiful ITB trumpets. Let's cover them up. Okay, so it has been since yesterday. We let the lip just start setting, and now I've got this little OEM hood that doesn't have a giant hole cut into it. We're gonna throw this on.
Touches. Oh yeah, definitely.
Quite a bit. I guess it's probably touching on.
Yep, that
this.
brace.
Well, it's not the end of the world.
No. You know, still after all that effort that we put into that, just for
Yeah, I
Get the
mean,
touch.
we can either smush or cut.
I say cut.
The nice thing is that this hood actually already has a bunch of hail damage on it. You can see like the little dings all over it. I say that's nice because the plan is not to use this hood long term. I just want a hood that doesn't have a giant hole cut into it already. I have another hood coming for the car that has been on order for like 6 or 7 months at this point that I assume will show up eventually and hopefully be in one piece.
Okay. Hood release.
Oh, I don't see any damage.
Do you want to throw the tires back on so that we can finish the fenders?
Yeah. Let's do. You can do fenders. I'll do interior.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. So at the same time that I was getting the hood that we just put on the car, the front crash bar, all that stuff, I was also collecting some interior pieces for the car. I'm gonna try and kind of get most of the interior to be black, but for right now, I'm just gonna focus on getting this stuff out and then we can get the new stuff in.
I gotta retap these holes. They're all just trash.
You know it's a bad sign when I'm talking to Mark and I'm like, all right, you wanna do the fenders? And he's like, yeah. And the first thing he grabs is his tap and die kit.
All right?
Just trying to bend this panel back. So I've been trying to line up this fender, a lot of different areas where it connects up to. Down here at these pinch points, it was kind of bent in, so I had to bend a lot of the stuff back out. It's been a little rough. I'm trying to find all these different connecting points because I've never had to take the fenders off myself. So I'm kind of learning as I go, and it's coming out pretty good.
Mark, I tell you what,
just a little bit bigger here.
I'm really glad that you did pay so much attention to this detail, because I know that when people look at this car, the thing they're really going to be drawn to is the body.
I feel like you're making fun of me.
No.
I feel like you're making fun of me.
Everyone's going to be hyper focused on how
I'm going home. I don't have to deal with this.
It looks great. It looks great.
Thanks. Yeah, that gap is really nice. That might be actually better than my S2000. Yeah, I got to mess this up just a little bit. I can't have it look better. What? Huh?
Stop.
Not, why couldn't you pick the fenders?
Because
Did you already know?
I knew.
All right, well, we got one done.
On set cam, I'm just trying to get this lined up. Shucks, why would it be a 19?
You need a 19?
Yeah. Is that too big? The heck size is this bolt? Jackie Ding, did you use standard? Did you use SAE bolts? Jackie, if this is a 13/16, I'm gonna be pissed. Jackie Ding, 3/4? Come on.
Haven't we made it, my love? Oh, honey, look how we made it this far. Hasn't the pace been a long bit, honey?
Here's your little red netting. That's nice. Oh yeah, who wants the red carpet? This is gonna be pretty satisfying. Got some black carpet. we go.
All I can say is I look like
It's time for me to make some noise.
I know it's true. I owe it to you.
So judging from the very uniform way in which these kick panels are dirty, I think that they were in the flood in my garage. So I'm gonna give them a little rinsing.
Man, even the carpet is different. So I'm trying to fit this carpet in the S2000 and it wasn't fitting up exactly like it should have. I kind of checked with my car real quick. This is what came with the carpet. This is what came with the, obviously the red carpet. They're different lengths. The black carpet must be out of an AP1 and I didn't think it was gonna be that different, but it is. So I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. Try and maybe just fit it in the best we can because the black carpet does look a whole lot better.
Very sad. Hurts me to cut carpet. Okay, so we obviously need to put seats into the S2000 and I found this nice used set of reupholstered AP2 seats in super nice condition, but then I found a different set of seats and these are AP1 seats in like a little bit worse condition, but they're black and they've got like the helmet hole thing from the AP1, which I really like. Like these are S2000 seats to me. The one thing is that the AP1 and AP2 seats have different seat rails for the passenger side. The driver's side is not gonna be an issue. I have, this is Backyard Special. They're a company that makes seat rails for S2000s and a lot of Hondas. This is actually gonna go underneath of this driver's seat and it's gonna lower it about 20 millimeters or about 1 inch. And then we're gonna take the rails off of this passenger seat, the AP2 rails, and put them on the AP1 passenger seat. Okay, so we kind of have sort of a full interior in this specific part of the car. Don't look here, don't look here. But I'm kind of excited because by accident, I have changed everything to be black and red. And back here, we've got this Haltech dash that Mark really painstakingly crafted a back support for. And it's all hooked up and it's fantastic. I wanted this specifically instead of an AP2 dash. The S2000 dash is super cool, but with the Haltech IC7, it's able to monitor and tell me about so many different things that are going on with the engine, with the car, that a standard S2000 dash can't tell me. The one downside is just the size of the steering wheel, which I need in order for my knees to be able to clear it. It is blocking some of the dash, but that's more of a me not fitting into an S2000 problem. Yeah, it's starting to feel like a car.
Nice, fresh Honda OEM bumper.
So it's obviously kind of the opposite of street car to take out sound deadening, but a bunch of water did get into the trunk area. And we've seen what happens when water accumulates underneath sound deadening. So in order to head off any kind of rusty trunk situation, I'm just taking it out. This is one of the last pieces of Jackie Ding left in this car. Jackie, do you want it back?
The S10K has the bare minimum to be roadworthy, so now it's finally time to actually drive it.
Well, after 2 years of ownership, I'm finally actually driving the car on the road. It's actually pretty good, but there's a lot of small tweaking stuff that we need to do. If a car is so inconvenient and so uncivilized, I don't care if it has the best steering feel in the world. I don't care if it makes the best engine sounds, the best ITB sounds. If it's so annoying to actually drive, you're never gonna drive it and get to experience that stuff. We need to get power steering working again. We need to get vacuum supplied to the brake booster so that we have power brakes. I know it sounds like I'm virtue signaling when I say that you should not drive a car on the street with harnesses, but it is legitimately unsafe. You could destroy yourself if you got into an accident. For how much of a basket case project it has been to this point, the core fundamentals of driving it are pretty great. It will just drive enjoyably, revs to 10,000 RPM, and it sounds like absolute chaos doing it. Stuff to dial in, but one thing we don't have to dial in is that ITB sound. This Haltech dash is absolutely phenomenal. I knew what I was getting when I got one because I've already got one in my MR2 race car. And even on a street car, it's awesome. When it's a car with an engine as expensive as this one, you want to be able to monitor all of your parameters and make sure that your oil pressure is where you want it, make sure your AFR is where you want it, your coolant temp, your intake temp. The first thing I noticed when I started driving this thing was how composed and comfortable the suspension is. And we're on Fortune 510s. These are supposedly track coilovers. These are the coilovers that I have on the Evo. They're so good even on the street.
Woo! I thought my VTEC was loud. Okay, he really needs to do something about these brakes. And this throttle cable, if you let off of it and just try to gently come back in, it like wants to buck you a little bit. I feel like that's just like maybe a minor adjustment of the throttle cable. VTEC sounds really good.
God dang. Suddenly I don't care about all the stuff that's not really ideal about this car.